Welcome back to Attack on Titan anime review, episode number 37. Yeah, just a soda bottle move over here. Okay, this time I'm reviewing the newest episode of the anime, which is A Sound Argument, and the newest chapter of the manga, which is called Titans. Now, this episode pretty much adapts a lot. I would say with this episode, they adapted most of chapter 107, with the exception of about 3 pages. Actually, like the last 5 pages of the chapter, they didn't adapt. And they adapted most of chapter 108, except for the last 3 pages, last 13 pages of the chapter. Yep. This episode starts off where the manga starts off, with Eren in his cell. He's saying, fight, fight. And of course, Han's outside the cell. Now, this scene is pretty accurate to how I was picking the manga. There is a slight change, which I'll get to. Basically, you have Hodge chatting with Eren for a while about Titans and, what are you trying to fight? And then Eren walks up to the cell, bars, and then he just grabs Hodge by the shirt, just like he does in the manga. And then after turning for a bit, she just tosses away. And then, now here's the thing. When you hear her say this line, Eren, you perv. Rebellious face. Yeah, when she says this, you see her face when you see her reaction to this. In the anime, they show her saying this when she's basically has her back to Eren. Kind of different, but still the same reaction. Then she walks up some stairs, and then she says, Eren, you made a mistake. Your big mistake. Making me commander. Yep. Now, the only time you see Hange in the episode, aside from that one scene, is in flashback. Yep. And speaking of the flashback, they also add a couple minor things here and there. We first start off with basically this. We have it where the port is completed, and of course, I think it's Yelena want to talk to Eren. This scene is actually in an anime original, and despite the fact that she really wants to shake Eren's hand, Levi's like, no, you're not shaking his hand. For what reason? Because he doesn't trust her. That's the simple gist of it. So they welcome the first guest people from the Huge Nation, the Hoge Nation, and we get an early appearance by the Asian woman who actually appeared in the previous arc of the series, where she has met Eren before. And when she showed off a crest to Mikasa, she reveals, and she's and of course, Eren's show it to her. And apparently, Eren's the only one who's seen this, aside from her mother. And she says the only way, and she wanted to make sure this crest is passed down to her child whenever she has one. Rumor is she probably had a child with Eren. She takes off her wrist bandage. I never noticed she ever wore this thing. No. Even in the manga, this is because a lot of time when you see Mikasa, she's always wearing a shirt, a long sleeve shirt, always buttoned up. Heck, even the sleeve is buttoned up. And what's on the wrist? The symbol that the woman's got on her, sash. Yes, and just like in the manga, it's revealed that she is a distant relative of hers. Well, yeah. And then she discusses her plan, and mostly put, the scene is pretty accurate in the manga. Big table, and of course before that we have this wonderful scene before they all go in, where Historia basically sympathizes with Mikasa with basically her plight, by keeping something to have something a bigger burden to bear, so she's in good company. And from what I could tell, they don't really say exactly why particularly that try to show it now. It's like some stuff was left out. Now, in case you're wondering, is this in manga too? Yeah, it is. It's almost like this conversation could have been longer in the anime. They could add a few more lines here, but they did. They probably want to stay close to the manga. And then we have the meeting. We have everybody, even Don Praxis is here. And they discuss basically Zeke's plan. First 2 steps, not much of a problem. They have no problem with that at all. Third step, Eren's got a problem with it. Basically feeding Historia to Zeke, having Zeke be fed to Historia, becoming the holder of the beast time power. She agrees, but Eren's like, no, you're not doing that. And then he walks out. And then we cut to seeing, now this apparently, now, in the manga, there's no, let's just say, there's no timestamp exactly when this takes place. In the anime, they clarify that this flashback takes place 2 years prior to present day, roughly halfway through the full year time skip, which kudos. Also, forgot to mention this, that the question is asked, why did Eren go to Marley on his own? He never answered the question. Not even the manga bothers answers the question at all. He probably did because he probably needed to. He also mentioned he ate the Warhammer Titan, which actually that was a line that was new to the anime because I was rereading the manga. There was nothing mentioned he ate the Warhammer Titan. He mentioned this bit to Hanj. Now, my guess is the reason why they added this in because the viewers know he did this, and Hanj not know about this probably is a bad thing. Because she's obsessed with Titans, so why not have her Eren mentions to her. And the fact he can easily break this up anytime he wants to. Yeah. And we see basically the Survey Corps, instead of hunting down Titans, they are pretty much laborers. And we also see Mikasa lifting up a big steel beam because she's got Amazon strength. Oh yeah, and also because she's got a six-pack. Oh, in case you're curious though, when they show her off basically in her let's say her sport bra and her shorts, does she like show off her wrist? No. She's wearing an armband to cover it up. Yeah. And of course showing off her sexy six-pack. Yeah, despite the fact she's never actually shown her six-pack ever in the main series. Well, in an OVA she has, but not the main series. And of course they're all here. What are the Survey Corps doing? They are building a train track. So, excuse me. So, despite the fact Eren did turn on basically said they're turning a proposal, apparently they've gone behind their backs said that they won't show to anybody else but them. So they have no choice but to agree to it. And on the way back, basically, Eren mentions he's got 5 years left of his time as his life, and they all volunteered to take over Eren's beast type power. Armin can't do it because he's already got Titan power. Though at this point, he's only got, well, since his 13 years, he's only got 11 years of his life left. Eren's got 5 years. Now, they all volunteer, and Eren says, no, I don't want you any of you here at my power, because I want you all to live long lives. Despite the fact 2 years after the scene, Sasha dies. And we cut to present day. Now, this particular moment is actually a random original. We actually, Mikasa in present day, still wearing her scarf, and she wears the outfit she wears in the manga, sort of this cloth outfit, basically walk upstairs. Yeah, they actually added this to the anime, which I do appreciate this, cutting from the past version of Mikasa to present Mikasa. This was really good. Great transition. And then they have a conversation. The manga is pretty much intact. And of course, they also asked this. I think I was rereading this, that they did ask the question like why was Eren laughing at the death of Sasha? They didn't really say why he was doing it. And Mikasa trusts him because, well, she's been with him a long time, so she trusts him. So is Armin. Yeah, it's a really good scene. And then we have a very brief cutaway to Zeke at his hotel in the forest. And, well, of course, there was Levi. And we also see briefly, we also have some stuff with Historia here, where she is shown to be pregnant. Yep, Historia is pregnant. Now, this particular scene came from the end of chapter 107. They actually skipped some stuff, which, from what I can tell from the preview, they're going to save that for next week's episode, when Gabby and Falco break out of prison. Yeah, they're actually there for next week, which, okay, that's actually a pretty smart idea. They're probably going to finish up this chapter finally. It took like 3 episodes to adapt this one. And probably finish up chapter 108, and probably go through the entirety of chapter 109 and maybe start 110. It's distinctly possible. Yep. And like, it's kind of revealed to start the next chapter, like in the manga too. We have these guys just acting like having a very big. They're all drunk, and they all theorize exactly who the father is. They say it's some unknown guy that she apparently knew from her hometown that she decided to have a one-night stand with, and she became pregnant. And they apparently all disrespect her. Like, this one guy constantly disrespected the other guy's like, calm down, she's the queen. In name only, of course, they refer to her as a peasant, despite the fact she's actually descended from royalty. Even though, yes, she's the illegitimate son, the illegitimate daughter of the actual royal family, but she's still royalty. Yep. And, well, they show off basically, not much in detail per se. There's actually one they cut out here was a guy in cloak of Historia, basically, when she's romancing the guy who was throwing rocks at her when she was younger to get her attention. And they theorized this guy might be the father. Though it could be a theory that Aaron could be the father. That's possible. Something says he can't be the father. Yeah, despite it being a host to a Titan power, there's nothing that says he can't have kids while he's basically a host of a Titan power. Yep. But this overall was a really good episode, and I can't wait for next week. Probably gonna finish up about 2 chapters per se. Yep. Alright, so moving on to the chapter manga, which is called Titans. The episode starts up, see the outside of the planet. We see like DNA strands throughout the rest of the planet. And then we see this weird centipede thing. And then we see Armin and Zeke have a conversation. This lasts pretty much the whole chapter. Like about Ymir and, of course, Aaron. We even see Annie. We see, I think it's Annie outside. They're all wondering, like, if she flashback when they were younger. And what about the baseball? And then we see, it looks like the previous host of the Attack Titan. And then we see Peck and, I believe, Marcel. Yeah, Peck and Marcel were shooting at the other Titans on top of Aaron. It's a big brawl. And, of course, Levi is with Gabby. Yes, he is with Gabby. And Mikasa is still slicing, dicing. And then we see Zeke with this guy here. This guy, I believe, is supposed to be the predecessor to the Beast Titan power. Yeah, this is the guy who he inherited the Beast Titan power from. I'm not going to show the picture because I don't like a copyright strike. So he's chatting for a while, and we see the outside where Jean is basically having a tough time. And we see Reiner tackling somebody. What looks like the top of Aaron's head. And he's like pulling the thing apart. We see Falco's flying Titan mode. Flying Titan, of course, they see brief flashback when Ymiri's younger. Lots of chatting here. Lots of chatting this whole chapter. And of course, Jean's slicing and dicing at this thing. And then we see Barnett. Yes, the previous host of the attack of the Colossal Titan, probably because he got absorbed. Because Armin got absorbed. And he looks like they're about to go through. And then, of course, the Armin is like spit out of the eye. Yep, and of course Annie catches him. And then we see look like something sticking out of the head. Yep, and it's, well, Zeke. Sticking out the pick of this thing. Ah, what a beautiful day. It's like he's woke up everybody, and then the Titan just stopped. Yes, the wall Titans all stopped. And then there's explosions in the back of Aaron's head. And possibly they stopped Aaron. And they flash back to kind of like the start of the series when they were younger, when they're having fun. And of course, well, Reiner's about to become one of the other Titans. And then of course, well, the other Titans start helping him out, including the bearded Titan. Yep, the actual Titans near him actually are helping them for some reason. Even they're all shocked at this. Like, oh yeah, woke everybody up. And of course, they have it where Jean plants explosive near Aaron's head. And, well, we have 3 Titans in the Colossal Titan's hand, and that's where the chapter ends. It's absolutely really good chapter, action-packed, and it feels as though we're definitely getting close to the end of the series. And as far as I've heard, April is going to be the end of the series. Now, officially, chapter 139 is officially going to be the last chapter of the series. So we got roughly 2 more chapters left. I give this chapter a 9.5 out of 10. It's a damn good chapter. And I can't wait for next month's chapter. Okay, so that's it. Sick love you. My next review is a comic corner. Yep. Which is next video. Bye.